The Democratic Alliance has tweeted three times since the racist incident in the Free State. Their Twitter account has 700,000 followers. But in those three tweets and in their recent tweet activity, they have mentioned nothing about the racist incident in the swimming pool in Free State. Zero. Absolute silence on their largest digital platform. Other parties have spoken out about this incident, opposition parties. The presidency has spoken about this incident. The Minister of Tourism has spoken about this incident. It's a national level incident. Now, there are three questions you could ask yourselves. Number one, does the Democratic Alliance have an obligation to speak about this? Number two, is there a precedent for this particular kind of commentary? And number three, what does this tell us about their policy position on race holistically? Here are the answers to those three questions. Number one, is there an obligation? Yes, there is an obligation. Fundamentally, because this is a national issue. At the point at which the nation is talking about it, at the point at which the president is speaking about it, at the point at which national level politicians are speaking about it and national media are speaking about it, it's a national issue requiring a national level response. Number two, race remains a serious problem in South Africa. And as a result of that, it's important for leading entities in South Africa to speak out against instances of racism when and if they occur. And also, it's important for you to show solidarity with those who are affected and those who are concerned about the prevalence of this particular problem, especially in a year such as 2022, where we saw other racist commentary coming out. If you remember that lady who said that Black men should not be born, and also that the wombs of Black women should be removed. That also makes your silence very, very loud in this particular instance. Number two, is there a precedent for this particular type of commentary from the Democratic Alliance? Yes. The Democratic Alliance has been speaking quite vocally about the quality of beaches in KZN. They've been speaking about swimming pools, and they've been actually very vocal on that issue. And earlier in December, they were actually using their Twitter platform to participate in this particular discourse. So there's precedent for them to speak on this, and the expectation that they should speak on this particular platform is also one that is a real and fair expectation. Number three, what does this say about their policy position on race in general? The Democratic Alliance has said that they don't see color. They've tried to take this colorblind position to South African politics, and people have criticized them before for saying that this colorblind position is not one that speaks to the South African political condition, is not one that connects or resonates to the electorate in South Africa, and as such is not even good political strategy. This approach that they take about not seeing color ignores instances of interpersonal racism. It also ignores instances of systemic racism that continue to be a serious issue in South Africa. If you ignore the apartheid legacies, the colonialism legacies, and you try to introduce policies that don't try to redress that, you will have a mismatch between the challenges being faced by the majority of South Africans and your policy mix. Many people have pointed out that just having non-racialism as your default position is not enough. Yes, non-racialism is a starting point, but it's not an ending point. What you actually need in your policy position is anti-racism, proactive positionality on the question of race and racism and racial discrimination. So I think the silence of the Democratic Alliance also just rubs in that they may be keeping quiet to not offend those in their movement, those in their political party who have bought into the far-right rhetoric, which has captivated American politics. And by trying to appease those particular people, they alienate a lot more of a potential voter base that they are still, saying that they want to compete for and get for 2024. So if you think about the Phoenix massacre and the DA putting up posters saying that those people who were in Phoenix actually taking part in vigilante action were heroes, that's another indication they really are losing the plot when it comes to this particular issue, and they may need to revise the strategy. Because one thing about voters is they don't forget. People don't forget when you were silent. People don't forget when you took the side of those who were attacking them, oppressing them, discriminating against them. And you're going to have, as a political party, to speak to a majority Black electorate in 2023 going to 2024, because it's basically election season now. It's open season. It's 16 months away, the election for 2024. And in those 16 months, many people are going to remember moments such as this and say to John Steenhuisen and say to Helen Zille, you were quiet at a moment where I required you to actually use your voice, use your platform to call out and speak up against racism.